RTO here. Turn down the volume so I don't get no echo. Sorry about that, folks. Welcome to another album ranking on RTO with me, Ian. Today is Ladies' Day on RTO, where we dedicate all the two videos to female artists and bands that have influenced us over the years. So today we are looking at American rock pop band the Bangles, formed in Los Angeles, California in 1981 by Susanna Hoffs on guitars and vocals, Vicky Peterson on guitar and vocals, her sister Debbie Peterson on drums and vocals, and Annette Zilkanas on bass and guitar. Before they released their first album, Annette had left and was replaced by Susan Nancy Thomas, but was better known as Michael Steele. Don't know why. I did try and look into it, but couldn't find anything. But Michael left, and they brought back in Annette in 2018. They've released five full albums. Pretty good. Got some good tracks on them, and they have recorded, as the newer band, some recordings in November 2018 for part of a compilation album called 3x4, which also had tracks from the Dream Syndicate, the 3 O'Clock and Rain Parade. They covered other songs by other bands. I can't find it, so I can't even talk about it. So if I ever find out where it's thing, I will let you know. But today we'll just concentrate on the 5 albums they did release. So here we go then. Coming in at number 5, we have the debut album released in 1984, All Over the Place, which features Susanna, Vicky, Debbie, Michael, Mikkel, I don't know how she pronounces it, and the string arrangements on one of the tracks is arranged by Jimmy Haskell. First track on this album is called Hero Takes a Fall. Now this is a nice little opening track. Susanna Hoffs does the vocal on this, and it's a nice vocal. I mean, she's got a really distinctive voice for Susanna, and it's pretty good. Then we get a cover version of a song by a band called The Merry-Go-Round. Debbie Peterson does the lead vocals on this one, and it's a very good version of this track. I mean, if you haven't heard it, the original, go and check it out. It is on YouTube, but they're very similar. Very good version. Then we get a track called James. Susanna Hoffs is back on the vocals. It's not too bad. It just lacks a little bit of beef. It needs a little bit more oomph behind it. Then we get a track called All About You. Now this is sung by Vicky Peterson, and Vicky Peterson's got a great voice, but this track is just a little bit lost in places, so it's not a particular favourite of mine. Then we get a track called Dover Beach. Again, singing goes back to Susanna Hoffs. It's a nice solid track, nice vocal from Susanna, but what makes this band pretty good, because they can all sing, so the harmonies on this track and most of their recorded stuff is absolutely brilliant. Love this track, really good. In fact, it is probably my favourite, one of my favourites on the album. Then we get Tell Me, which vocals are done by Susanna and Vicky on this one. It's not too bad. Got a really nice guitar solo on here from Vicky Peterson. Not a bad guitarist, excellent stuff. Then we get another cover of a Katrina and the Waves track called Going Down to Liverpool. Not as good as Katrina's version, but this is a little bit more subdued than the rocky version of Katrina and the Waves. Good vocal though from Debbie Peterson, really good. He's Got a Little Secret, back to Susanna again singing. Not too bad, got a nice riff to it, but it's the production on this one that sort of lets it down. Silent Treatment, this is Vicky Peterson singing now. It's a nice little rock track. This is got a really good riff on it. I think it needs a little bit more beef on the bass, but apart from that, it's a pretty damn good track. Then we get More Than the Eyes, More Than Meets the Eyes. This is sung by the Peterson sisters, and I like the strings in this. Very nice arrangement. Pretty good track. Okay, this is a really good debut album. I think again on what lets this down is the 1980s production. The drums are a little bit hollow in places, but as you've noticed when we go through the rest of the catalogue, the drums sound a little bit richer. It's not a bad listen, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay then, coming in at number 4 is the 4th album, released in 2003, Doll Revolution, and it's their first album since their reunion, since 1998. On here we've got Susanna Hoffs on acoustic guitar, electric guitar and vocals, Debbie Peterson on the drums, vocals, Vicky Peterson on the guitar and vocals, Michael Steele on the bass and acoustic guitar. Now the first track is called Tear Off Your Own Head. It's a Doll's Revolution. This is a song originally performed and written by Elvis Costello and the Imposters. This is a really good version of it. Susanna Hoff takes the lead vocal, but the harmonies are terrific. My favourite track on this album, I know it's a cover, but they do a really good version of it. Great drumming from Debbie, and it's really, really good. Then we get Stealing Rosemary. This is sung by Vicky Peterson. Nice guitar work on this, and Vicky's voice on this is terrific. It's a really strong song. Then we get Something That You Said, written by no less Susanna Hoffs and Charlotte Caffey from the Go-Go's. A little bit too poppy for me. You get a drum machine in here, which you don't really need because Debbie's a pretty good drummer, so it's not a great track. Ask Me No Questions. This is Debbie Peterson singing. Nice song. Great guitar solo on this. Terrific. The Rain Song, another song sung by Vicky Peterson. Solid guitar work as well from Vicky. Nice track. Nickel Romeo. Now, this is sung by Michael Steele. She has got a great voice. It's a solid song. I like the melody in this. It's a really, really good song. Ride the Ride. And the whole group sing this. This is the whole group singing. Nice harmonies on this. The only thing that lets this down is the drums are a little bit tinny in places, but it's still a reasonably good track. I Will Take Care of You. Never been keen on this one. Susanna Hoff sings it. She sings it well, but it's a song that I'm not particularly fond of. Here Right Now, solid enough track. Debbie Peterson sings on this one. Nice soothing voice, but it's not a favourite of mine. Single by choice. Yeah, Vicky Peterson again singing. Really good harmonies from the rest of the band. They all complement each other. It's a really nice song, that is. Then we get Lost at Sea, solid enough track. Debbie Peterson doing the singing on it. Song for a Good Son. This is Michael Steele. Nice harmonies on there. Great solo from Vicky. And a great vocal as well. Mixed Messages. This is one of them. It's Vicky singing this one. It's one of them typical Bangles, catchy tunes, uplifting, gets your feet going. It's really good. Then between the two, this is Michael again, Michael Steele. The track has got some really nice riffs on this. Some great drumming from Debbie. Pretty solid track. Grateful. Back to Susanna Hoffs. That distinctive voice of hers. It's not a. It's a track that I don't mind. I wouldn't say it's the best. Okay, this was a really good comeback album though. Some really good tracks on here. They hadn't really lost any of their touch, and I think it's a really strong album. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.3. Okay, then coming in at number 3, we go to the 5th and most current album, released in 2011, Sweetheart of the Sun. This is the first album they released as a trio after the departure of long-time member Michael Steele, and Annette hadn't rejoined them. So on here we got Susanna Hoffs on vocals and guitar, Debbie Peterson on vocals, Vicky Peterson on the guitars and vocals. So we've got some additional people playing on this one for them, and bass was done by Derek Anderson and Matthew Sweet on one of the other tracks who produced it. Greg Leeses on mandolin and pedal steel guitar, and Greg Hiffman plays the piano. First track on here is Anna Lee, Sweetheart of the Sun. Great track. Everybody sings on this one, but Susanna does most of the singing, the front singing, and the rest do the backing vocals. It's got a little bit of a 60s feel to this, and I love the riff in this. Great track. Under a Cloud. This, again, sang by Susanna. It's quite proggy sound to it. It's great vocal from Susanna. Really strong vocal. Ball and Chain. Nice little rocker here. It's got a really good sound. You know, they've really come back strong again, and it's a terrific track. Debbie Peterson sings on this. It's got a nice, relaxing voice. It sounds really good. Then we got a track called I've Never Been Through You Again, co-wrote with Charlotte Caffrey. Nice, gentle song. Very country in places. Some nice guitar work on that one. Pretty good. Susanna is singing that one. Memorized. Solid track. Vicky Peterson doing the vocals on this. Great harmonies from the rest of the girls. Again, nice guitar work. Solid guitar player is Vicky Peterson. Circles in the Sky. Another good track. Vicky Peterson sings on this. Solid. Then we get Sweet and Tender Romance. This is Vicky and Suzanne taking the vocals. It's probably one of the heaviest tracks I've heard by the Bangles. My favourite track on this album. Terrific bass line on this. I think the bass line on this is Derek Anderson. Really drives the song along. Great song. Lay Yourself Down on Me. Vicky Peterson singing. It's not too bad. It's probably one of the weaker songs on the album. One of Two. That's not too bad. It swings towards the country sound. It's Debbie Peterson singing, and she sings this song quite well. Through Your Eyes. This is It's the group, and but Hoffs takes the lead. It's a little bit of a Norwegian wood song. This is. It's a nice track. I really like it. Then we have a track called "Open Your Eyes." It's actually written by Todd Rundgren. Rundgren. Can never pronounce his name. The group sing this. It's a good track to win the album. Good little rocker. Good song from Todd. If this is their last album, I think it's not a bad way to go out. But I don't know if this is their last album. It's a solid album, and I was very, very surprised when I heard this. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay then, coming in at number 2 is the third album, Least. Hold on, I forgot to put it, but luckily I've got it up. So everything was released in 1988. See, I've opened up the Wikipedia page now, so if I do forget to put the year in, I can go straight to it. So everything released on the 18th of October 1988. We got Susanna Hoffs, Vicky Peterson, Michael Steele and Debbie Peterson. First track on this one is In Your Room. Susanna Hoffs sings on this one. I like this track. I just love the drums and that junky sort of guitar on it from Vicky. Very, very good track. Complicated Girl. This is Michael Steele singing. This is a more of a poppy song. It's quite good. It's got a great singing from Michael's. Mick, I don't know how she pronounces. Sometimes she goes down as Michael Steele. Sometimes it's Mickey Steele. But she sings a really good vocal on that. Then we get Bell Jar. Not good little rock track this is. The drumming on here is very good from Debbie, and her sister Vicky sings a great vocal on that track. Something to Believe In. Again, she's down nothing because Mickey Steele on this album, and again a fine vocal. It's a great track. Then of course we get Eternal Flame. I like the Bangles version. I love Susanna's vocal on this, but I hated Atomic Kitten's version. It was just a pile of dung. You know, awful version, but this is the best version. Probably my favourite track on the album. It is a nice song, nice arrangement as well. Then we get a track called Be With You. Again, a great little track. Debbie Peterson sings on this. Really, really good. Then we get Glitter Years. Love the riffs in this. Terrific track. Great vocal from Mickey Steele. I'll Set You Free. It's a good track. Great guitar work here from Vicky. And then you've got Susanna singing. It's a terrific song. Then we get another of my favourite songs on this album, Watching the Sky. Love the drumming here from Debbie. Great guitar work. Vicky sings on it. It's just a terrific track. Some Dreams Come True. Again, Debbie Peterson's vocal is great on this, and the rest of the girls' harmony is really strong. It's a catchy little track from the band, one of their little catchy tunes that you just can't get out of your head when you hear it. Then we get Make Her Play For Her Now. I think this is one of the weaker songs. It lacks a little bit of oomph. But the song was actually co-wrote Vicky Peterson and Vinnie Vincent. Vicky took the lead vocal on that. Waiting For You, Susanna Hoff vocals, really good track. I love the harmonising on this. It's terrific. Suzanne's vocal is great. And then you get the three of them behind her. It sounds really, really good. Then we get Crash and Burn. love this song. The bass line from Mickey is great. Great way to end the album. Solid track. Solid album. Got some really good tracks on here. It's just a great little rock poppy album. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Okay, my number one. Now, this is number one. This is the first album I ever bought by the band. It was released in 1986, and it is Different Light. On here we've got Susanna, Vicky, Mickey and Debbie, as usual. Additional musicians on this. We've got additional guitars by Rusty Anderson. We've got Barbara Chapman that plays at harp and additional guitars. Mitchell Froome on the keyboards. David Kane keyboards. Carlos Wenger on additional drums. And the sitar is by William Jones. Now this is the reason I brought this album. There's a couple of tracks on here that really I love. First one is Manic Monday, of course. Love this. This is a classic song. And a great vocal from Susanna on this. Great track. One of my favourite tracks by the Bangles. Then we get In a Different Light. Love the wah wah. Vicky on this is a really good 70s style wah wah. And she sings this song great. Walking Down Your Street. This is a great track as well. Tell they're influenced by the Go-Go's. There's lots of little things on here that are very, very Go-Go's. Susanna Hoff sings on it. It's a great track. Then we get Walk Like an Egyptian. What can you say about this? Okay, it's a bit of a cheesy song, but a fun video. It's a great little track. It's one of them tracks that you can't get out your head. Standing in the Hallway. I love the guitar work on this. The riffs are good. The keyboards sound good. It's very funky. I really like that. Now this is one of the reasons I did buy this for this track. Return Post. I love the jazzy blues sound on this. And it's a great vocal from Vicky Peterson. It is my favourite track by the Bangles. It is just terrific. Then we get a cover of Jules Shear's If She Knows What She Wants. This is definitely better than the original. The original has got a lot of that 80s production on it. And although this is recorded in 1986, you know, it was recorded about the same time, the production's much better. It's a good little track this is now. So this is the best version. Then we get Let It Go. The group sing this. The harmonising in this, them all singing. It's a catchy tune. It's a typical Bangles fun tune. Then we get a track that was done by Big Star back in 1974, and it's called September Girls. Again, I think this sounds so much better than the original, and I think Mickey Steele's vocal on this is strong. She's made this, the band made this song even better than what it is. Really good song. Then we get Angels Don't Fall in Love. Nice little rocker. It's a bit fast and furious for this band. It's one of their faster tracks. It's a great vocal from Vicky. She's really good at the strong rocky vocals. Then we get Following. This is Mickey Steele again. I love this song. It's reminiscent of a Stevie Nicks style singing. Lovely guitar, acoustic guitar on this. And Mickey Steele has a great voice. I think she's a fabulous singer. You know, she just wanted to retire. I thought if she hadn't retired, I don't think she'd have left the band. But she just had enough of touring, I think. Then we got No, Not Like You. Debbie Peterson. It's one of them Bangles quirky songs, catchy tunes. Another fine example of this, and Debbie sings this out of her socks. Great guitar work again. I love this album. It's just got a great mixture of songs. You've got poppy songs that are good. You've got rock songs, bluesy songs, and I think this is some of the best singing that the band did as a group on this album. Some fine guitar work from Vicky Peterson on this as well, and some of the bass lines from Mickey Steele on this are terrific. It's a very, very good album. That's why it's my number one. I brought it for a couple of tracks and I ended up really enjoying this. Because in them days, we hadn't got streaming. We had to, if you heard a track and it wasn't a single, you had to go and buy the album. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8.5. Okay then, there's a bit of Bangles for us. If you like what you hear, if it's the first time and you've never seen it, there's lots of female artists on here. If you really like the Go-Go's and all that, go and check out them. And if you really like it, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We are now up to 495 subscribers. Next week, of course, is the first live stream after my little illness. So I would like to say that on next Thursday, the 4th of August, we're at 500 subscribers. So you know what you need to do. Okay, I'll be back later for part 2 of Ladies' Day, and we are looking at retro ranking, of course, and this is my favourite songs of actress, songwriter, singer extraordinaire, the very talented Miss Hazel O'Connor. So I'm looking forward to that one. Big fan of Hazel. So I'll see you later.